Welcome, welcome to our monthly Zoom call for our team. And tonight, like Kathy said, we're just going to keep it real casual, share our obstacles, share our struggles. And also, I don't know one person in any direct sales company that doesn't struggle with something in their business, whether it be time or money or not getting enough sales or not sponsoring or just being an introvert, shy and afraid to talk to people, whatever it is, everyone has obstacles. And so I thought I'd start out with just sharing some of mine. And I usually don't talk about my obstacles too much, but everybody has them. So the one thing I struggle with, and I've gotten better at, is I'm always comparing myself to others. Never do that. Try not to do that. I always say to myself, why can't I be further along than Sapphire after 11 and a half years? It took me 10 years before I hit Sapphire. Then I think back, well, because I was working full time, I didn't have a lot of time, but I did stick with my business. I kept doing it every day, even if it was only a half hour. So I didn't hit it as quickly as I wanted. Sometimes I think I should be further along and it bothers me, but I just keep doing the work and I keep trying to get that out of my head and stay more positive about it. I also get, frustrated sometimes by people who say they're going to join, and I might spend a lot of time answering questions and going over things with them. And then all of a sudden they drop off the face of the earth and I never hear from them again. Like, what just happened? Also family never buying from me. That used to bother me a lot. And over time and after like 10 years in this business, my brother finally bought a candle. And I was like shocked. But you can't let that bother you because they know what you do. And if they don't, if they're not candle burners, well then fine, but you can't dwell on family and friends not buying from you because they'll just drive you crazy. I also struggle with trying to do too much at once and not staying focused. Like I feel all over the place. I have to keep telling myself one thing at a time, keep organized, one thing at a time, because I can't I just have to stay on track with one thing. And I get distracted very quickly. I struggle with that. Another thing is people quitting the business and not letting me know. Um, it really bothered me before. And now, it's happened so many times. But just when you get that email and you're like, man, I had no idea, because I might have had big hopes for that person, spent a lot of time helping them, and then poof, no reason, they just leave. They don't even tell me. So that I struggle with. I try not to let it bother me either. But there's just things that you've got to just learn to let it go and keep your eye focused forward and on your goal. So those are just some of the things that I personally struggle with. Kathy, do you want to share what you struggle with in your business?
Well, funny is those same things. So it's not unique to any one person or to Allison. Yeah, comparing yourself to others is always an issue, but you got to stay focused inside yourself and what you do. And, you're only in competition with yourself. So you got to be better tomorrow than you are today, not better than somebody else. So as long as you're making improvements and each day you get better from where you have been, you've made more steps forward. That's the most important thing. But yeah, we all do that. Um, and yeah, absolutely. The friends and family, you can't get wrapped up in that because as many years as I've done that, yeah, it just surprises me how little response that I get on Facebook whenever I post about my products or, about the business from my friends list. Yeah, well, they don't buy from me, but that's okay because I still have a very successful business anyways. Um, Yeah, and I can't tell you the number of people that I think that are gonna sign up. I mean, this month alone, I've talked to a couple. I totally thought they were doing it, and no, nothing's happened yet. And it's definitely harder when you're newer and just beginning to team build, and you take those things personally, and you get your hopes up, and you're really excited, and you really think this is going to be your chance. But again, it's common. It's not something about you. It's not something about our company. It's just, I don't know, the nature, and it's not even the nature of, direct marketing. It's just the way people and things are. People get excited in one moment, and then in the next moment, it's fleeting and it's gone. So just, I guess the biggest thing is you have to know this happens to everybody. It's frustrating. I get it. I'm thinking about the number of people that I really thought were signing up this month and have yet to do it. And it doesn't mean that they won't someday down the road, but you just really got to move on, get past it. So yeah, I would definitely say many of the things that you said, Allison. Of course, with my biggest struggle is just the time, having the ability to spend more time prospecting, getting out there. I just working full time and taking care of kids and all that. I just don't have time to do as much as I would like to do in terms of, prospecting for fundraisers, getting out and doing shows. When I first started my business, I did a lot of shows. I did that farmer's market every week. But at that time, Shaylin was small and I was home with her, and I had, all the time in the world to be able to do those things, because I took her to those shows with me when she was little, and she had a great time doing it. And I just don't have the time to do that now. So, sometimes I feel like I want to beat myself up, because boy, I could be further, do more, have more if I had more time. And that's just not the reality of my life right now. But then I have to, you know, be willing to praise myself for what I have accomplished with those obstacles, with those circumstances. Even despite all of that, I still have a very successful business, and I know that I always will, and I'll just keep plugging away, and it's just one day at a time, and
Yep.
keep at it. But yeah, even with, I've been highly prospecting for fundraisers here in the last month, and gosh, you know what? I think I had 3 of them that I really thought were a go. One of them was a breast cancer support group, and I think the director was really excited about it, and I thought it was going to be a go with our Hope Candle, and then she kind of got with the board, and then they decided no. And I had a baseball team, late summer that I sent the order forms. It was a go. We were all ready. And then the parents, at the last minute changed their mind, decided to do something else. So those are all frustrating. And it's, again, you can't take it personally. It's not something that I did or that they didn't really like the product. They just decided to go a different way. But it's extremely discouraging when you put in the time and the effort, and you're communicating and you're following up, and you feel like you're building a good relationship. And then it's like, okay, well, that's a no. And another one, the same thing. So, I think the thing is that you have to be careful not to think that the people that got where they are, it just happened with success after success after success, because that's not how you get to the top. It's, one step at a time, and then whoops, it's 3 steps back down the hill, and then you just keep going. But that's the biggest thing, is to keep going. There's times where I feel like I've wanted to quit. I put in a lot of time, energy, money. But if I had quit, I would never be having the monthly paycheck that I have now, which really, enhances my life. And that's where I, go back to the why. And we did that training 2 months ago, last month, I can't remember now. It's really important to focus on that. Why do you want to do this? Why do I want that paycheck? Because sometimes you think, oh, the challenges aren't worth it. But it is. It is, if you can just get past that initial disappointment. But I think that's the one thing, is that we all have to realize, is that we all experience those difficulties, those disappointments. And then focusing on what did go right, what you did succeed at doing. I have a fundraiser going. I already finished off one earlier in the month. I have another one that I should be hopefully getting, the report here, the order form, in the next day or 2. I have another one that's starting, and, we'll be finishing by the end of the month. So I can't focus on the 3 that said yes and then said no. I have to focus on the 3 that said yes and then dove in and are doing it. That's what you got to do, is focus on that. So yeah, we can all relate to what you were saying there, Allison.
Yep. So who can relate to our struggles? You can just tell us what you're struggling with it, because everyone needs to know that they're not the only one with these struggles. We all have them. It's just keeping your eye on your goals, your why, doing the work every day, staying consistent, and not dwelling on your obstacles. So does anybody want to share what they're struggling with in their business with us? And maybe we can help you get through it. Don't be
Well,
shy. Go ahead, Jen.
I was just going to say, you guys pretty much summed it all up. I really don't have much to say other than I'm a very shy person. I know that might be funny to some of you because you don't see that on social media. You see somebody who's very extroverted, but I am very shy in person, offline. And I think that impedes my progress greatly. So that's something I need to work on daily.
Well, let me ask you,
So-
what is it that you're doing to work on it? What step, what one little thing can you do this week to make that better?
Well, I think personal development is a big one. You know, listening and watching. I do a lot of YouTube on that. Reading books, that type of stuff, and a lot of self-talk.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, build your confidence. Yeah.
exactly.
Kathy and I actually talked, we did a training on that one time. I don't remember when. I'm old. I don't remember anything anymore.
It's been
About both of us being introverts. Um, you know, I'm shy when I meet somebody new. I'm shy when I talk to people I don't know. I'm the quiet type that sits back and just listens more than anything. I'm not, I'll talk, sure, but I'm not the one that's outgoing and the life of the party type of person. But I
Mhm.
like to listen and then listen for cues. If I'm sitting next to somebody and they're talking about dance and how expensive those costumes are that they have to wear for their recitals and things like that, then that's a chance for me to mention what I do to help. I could help them. So I bring it up. Oh, by the way, I do fundraising with candles and it's a great profit. It's something that you might be interested in doing for your daughter's dance team. I'd be happy to help. Just give them your card or something like that. But I keep it very casual, but I'm always listening to what people are saying around me. I'm not a type of person to go up to somebody and sell, sell, sell. I am not a salesy person. It's more just feeling out, the people I'm sitting with and talking.
Right. And that's where being an introvert can be beneficial. If you're an extrovert and that's all you're doing is talking, you're not listening.
Mhm.
You don't have an opportunity then to find the need and then show the solution that we have with Mia Bella Candles. So it's okay to be quieter and listen. But yeah, and we'll maybe post that training. I mean, it was probably a year ago more, but it is on the training site. All of our recordings are on the training site, so you can go back. And I think it was something titled like that. Can you build this business as an introvert? But we could certainly post that again as a reminder. So I think that's what we have to do is maybe look at what trait we have and then not look at it as a negative. But how could us being that way be beneficial?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Great. What else?
Anybody else? Adrian, unmute yourself, hon. There you go. Hi,
I
Adrian.
find, hi everybody.
Huh?
I find that I need to be more prepared because when I'm out and about and then I see somebody with like I saw somebody with a what do you call it? The breast cancer awareness t-shirt.
Mm.
And she was just standing there by herself. And I said, oh my goodness, that would be a good opportunity to say something and wish I had my card on me. So I have to be more prepared and put samples in all my different bags because I have a different bag when I go to church, a different bag when I go to work, and a different bag when I go out. I feel like I need to have some kind of packet or something, that has all those different supply so that when I'm out and about, I can whip it out and give it to somebody. Because
Yeah.
I feel too self-conscious, and I don't know, I don't want to bother them or something, and I don't know. And then I shy away, and then I'm like, man,
That's
I should have said something.
right. But you've already been successful in that. Look at you. You recognize that. You didn't just let
Mhm.
that opportunity pass you by. So you've already gained a skill because you acknowledged a moment. And next time, then now you can prepare your bags and have some. And then, and maybe that time, the second time, maybe you still don't say something, but
Mhm.
you've moved another step. Now you've got things in your bag and you know what you might say. And it may take you a third time or a fourth time before you actually do say something. But just look at each of those baby building steps that you've done. I recognize the situation. Now I'm going to prepare myself with the supplies. And now I'm going to prepare myself with a short little script or what I'm going to say. And then by that next time, I'm going to be ready to actually do it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Just baby steps, Adrian, just baby steps, you know.
Yeah.
Every step you're taking to improve is what you want to do. Whether you hit it or not, you know, you're taking the different steps you need to take.
Mhm.
Very good. Andy Pellegrino, what obstacles you have so far?
All right, hello. Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Yep.
Hey, how are you guys? My name is Andy
Hi.
Pellegrino. Nice to meet everybody.
Yes. Thank you for being on the call.
All right, so one of my struggles that I'm having currently, I'm not having an issue when it comes to person contact and getting them with the whole Mia Bella. Like, once I actually show them the actual product, they end up loving it, right? They end up seeing how different it is. I like to show them two different candles too, like one that I used in the past, like an empty one, and then
Uh-huh.
and one that from like Bath and Body Works was all like blacked out. They're like, okay, I didn't notice that and all that. And then they look at it, and so that I usually have that down in the bag. The only issue I'm having is getting followers or getting a social media organic, like an organic following on social media. So I'm having issues with that. So like I get views, right? You get them posted, but I'm not having people contact me, or I don't know how I'm supposed to get that going, like someone to interact with it. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. Ask
that's my
questions,
struggle.
Andy. Maybe ask questions and always acknowledge any comments that come across.
Yeah,
And remember, when you start a new channel for your business, it starts out slow and it builds up slow
yeah,
over time. So just
yeah.
be patient with that.
Yeah, I think that's the issue since it's a new channel, a new account, people don't realize that I'm a real person, right? So they see that like it's an account, has low followers and not that many like comments or likes. And so they might feel, at least that's what I think, it might feel like I'm not a real person or not, they're not a real person behind that screen so I'm taking different avenues. So I think that's one way of my struggle currently is having to sell the candles online because currently I haven't gotten any of them sold online, but I have sold candles in person. I feel like in person it's a lot more different than online because online there's not really that much communication. It's more just like okay, they're gonna do that on their own. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is, it's not impossible to sell on social media. It's
Yeah,
difficult. It's a lot harder than it is face
yeah,
to face.
yeah,
Definitely. You know, you could make posts and everything, and if you got a sale from those, that's really good,
yeah,
you know. And it's just building your audience over time and then building your VIP group, keeping that active too, you know. That's where you're gonna reach more people through your VIP group because they're getting to know you as a
yeah,
person, you know,
yeah,
your Facebook group. But all the other channels are still good too. You know, if
yeah,
you learn one at a time, if you build one at a time, you know.
yeah. Yeah.
Just be patient with that. You're doing a lot of great
Yeah.
videos and funny
Yeah.
little things you put
They
out
are,
and
yeah. I've been experimenting with a lot of funny ones for like since I noticed. So on Facebook, I've gotten a couple messages there from the older audience. However, like when it comes for TikTok and YouTube, or not YouTube, excuse me, TikTok and Instagram, I feel like that's more like a younger audience, and I'm trying to see if I can tap into that.
yeah,
So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, this is not a race, it's a marathon at the end of the day. That's
yeah,
how I think of
you
it,
got it.
right? So
Yeah,
and on top of that, I have my job, it has gives me a lot of time off as well. So yeah, I enjoy that this is also like a side job, like a side hustle that I have currently, you know. I'm very glad that I can do that. It's kind of
good.
like it's a hobby, honestly. And honestly, I like the candles too, so I light them up myself now.
Yeah, and
That's
so
great, Andy.
so good face to face and making sales that way. Maybe if you
Yeah.
create a QR code or something on like a business card or a
Yeah,
postcard
can you get me?
you have,
I
and then
I just received them today, and I'm so happy about them. So, but yes, I have a little QR code of the business card, and I started just passing them out at work. So, I work in an office, so people are asking me about it. I light up the candle at work, and people are like, "Wow, it smells so great!" So that is great. I just want to get my struggle is the online part, everything that's
right,
with social media and getting organic followers and organic people to come in, not like bots or like
right,
scammers, I guess. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like they come in and message me for like promotions, and I'm not willing to pay for that.
yeah. But where does your QR code direct to?
It goes to my shop. It goes
Yeah.
in.
So
It
what I
goes.
was thinking is, have the QR code go to one of your social media, if it's a VIP group on Facebook or wherever, and if you're
Okay.
having, hey, are you on Facebook or are you on this? Just take a picture of my QR code.
Yeah.
That'll be right over to, my VIP group where I have
Yeah.
specials and things like that. If you're doing face to face,
Yeah.
that's really better than
Yeah.
the social media. And if you can get people offline to engage with you by getting
Yeah.
online, you've got something readily, whether it's just a link to, whatever social media that you're using, or use a QR code to that social media, not just to the company,
So
shopping cart.
I know Allison, she has what her QR codes, and I noticed and I'm gonna pick up on this. She has her own website, AllisonBorse.com, and on that website that it shows her Facebook, all her social media, just like how you said. And then if you click shop now, it'll direct you into her Mia Bella distributor website.
Right.
So I think I'm gonna play with that as well. And I think that's like the next step for me, most probably, because it does look nicer when you have that personalized website the way you want it, right? And on top of that, she has her own biography there. It talks a little bit about herself. There's videos about herself, and I don't have that. I think that's one step that I should take. But like I said, I'm just going bit by bit. So that's my little issue is just the online side, you know?
Yeah,
So
just do a little bit at a time, Andy. You don't want to get overwhelmed trying
of
to do
course, yeah,
too much,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share?
Lane, we know you've been having a lot of success here lately, but you know what? I bet that didn't happen overnight.
No, it definitely did not.
I bet you had a challenge along the way.
Yeah, I had a challenge. A few challenges. I don't know. Can you see me? I don't know if you can.
Yep, we can
Okay.
see you.
Yeah, I had a few challenges, 17 years of challenges. But I think once I was able to focus on what I wanted and really work the business, it really helped. So I had some goals and I achieved them sooner rather than later. So I've rewritten new goals. Actually talked to Bob today, so that's always an inspiration. And he's only a phone call away, and that's the greatest thing about this company. There's always somebody there to talk to, which helps you get through some things. But But no, my biggest thing was, trying to talk to people about the business because I love the business and I didn't have to be talked into it. And I don't, I don't go that avenue. I mean, if you think about it, all right, great. And you say yes, but you don't do anything. I'm not that person that will go and hound you because I didn't have to be hounded. And I think those are the people you want on your team, the people that just sign
Yep.
up and say, that's what I want to do. Because then they have that drive and that motivation.
Yes.
But my other big thing was fundraisers, and I was always afraid to do fundraisers. And, because, oh my God, what if I mess up? What if I can't do it? But I did one, and I've done a very small one where I didn't put it in as a fundraiser. And I've done a few other smaller ones. And now I have some big ones in the horizon, which you still get afraid and nervous, like deadlines and this and that. And that's what I call Bob to talk to about. And he just thinks I should drive there and get them if it's too late. And I'm like, because I live only 4.5
Yeah.
hours away. And
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. But sometimes I think the only thing that I can say is consistency has really been it. And I work the business every day. But this year, and I've done this festival a couple times, but I had a 3-day Columbus Day weekend festival, and I decided to do something a little different and really focus on fundraising. So I had fundraiser flyers from spring that I had a packet of, and some from last year's fall. So I've been giving them out, and I have 2 business cards that I got in the back office. I got the fundraiser one, and I got the hot apple pie mini melts, and I stapled them to the cards. And then I have my customer care card, business card, that I put in with all the candles that people buy. But I decided I'm going to give away those flyers that you can't use anymore. So the actual fundraiser flyers with the cards. And I put that, and I talked to people about it. Anybody that came up with a child that had a jersey on or a school t-shirt or sweatshirt on. And I really said, hey, just I can offer a really great fundraising program for you. If you're interested, let me know. Here's a mini melt sample for you. It's hot apple pie. Here's a flyer. And if you want any more information, I already had someone call me back. So,
Great.
I handed out 100 mini melts and fundraiser cards this weekend. So that was great. I had a great weekend. I sold 112 candles. So that was an amazing weekend.
Wow.
Right.
Fantastic.
And a lot of Sensways and fire starters. So, it was just a great weekend, and I approached it differently than I've approached any other event, and I felt really good about it after. But fundraisers have always been my I'm afraid, but it's been good, and I'm happy how things are going right now. I told
Great.
Allison the other day, I want to be just like her.
Oh, no, you don't.
And Allison was afraid to do fundraisers and now of them. So
Yeah,
Kathy had to help me. I was a nervous wreck with my first fundraiser. I didn't know what I was doing. I was scared I was going to mess up. I didn't know. Oh my gosh. I was so nervous. But once I got it done, I was so happy and so proud of myself for going through all that stress. But now I love it. So
Well,
it's just getting through that initial stuff.
yeah, it's like I was like, okay, so I did the packets, and I'm like, all right, I did the letter, I did the pink sheet, I did everything, and I'm like, okay, so I handed it out. Now that was 35 kids, and they're in the process of doing it right now. And then another one is a class 100 kids, and then but they're the ones that are scaring me because they don't want to start it until November 18th, and they don't want to fit, they want to fit. And I'm like, and then they're like, then we'll give you a check, but the school can't give you a check until a week and a half to 2 weeks after. And I'm like,
yeah.
I got deadlines. You don't understand. I got a cash check. I gotta clear the check. I gotta get it from Pennsylvania. I'm like,
Yeah, that's the thing with the schools. Andy and I were just talking about that. You got to really watch the deadlines there with the Thanksgiving holiday week and then Christmas break. They go off on Christmas break. You have to have those candles there and sorted and ready to go that week before they get off for the Christmas break, because half those candles are gifts, so you have to make it work. So
Right,
you
they
really
want
got to watch.
they want the candles for December 20th. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. Okay,
Well,
Bob, what's the deadline? What's the latest I can order to get them for that date?
Well, that's
So,
what happened
yeah.
last year. I closed 3 fundraisers in 1 week. It was like the second week in December. And then, there was a couple jars that broke, and then trying to get those reordered and get out. Yeah, I was kind of a nervous wreck. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened is the schools, they have to get the paperwork for you to be a vendor, and then the accounting department, so try to get all that stuff done in advance. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking when they want to push it up right to the holiday, but it all worked out for me last year, and it will for you two this year. But try to get them to
Yeah.
bring that deadline up a little further away from the holiday so that you're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
We only have probably about 5 minutes here left. I'm just see here, Allison. Did you want to kind of finish up your slide?
Well, yeah, we'll just talk about this real quick. Negative thinking. Stop saying negative things about yourself, such as I'll never be successful or I don't have what it takes. Get those words in the right direction. You can talk and think negative. You can't talk and think negative and have a positive life. Your words set the course for your life. And don't overanalyze, turn off that negative mind. So reflect on your why. Take a step back and reflect on why you started your business in the first place. Reconnect with your passion and your purpose, as this can reignite your motivation. And understanding the deep reasons can provide the necessary drive to push you through the challenges. Set realistic goals. Break down your larger business goals into smaller, achievable milestones. Setting realistic targets creates a sense of accomplishments when reached. It boosts your confidence and your momentum. Celebrate those victories, no matter how small, to keep your spirits high, and share them in our group too. Share all your accomplishments, share your struggles in our group too. We're all there to help you. Diversify your approach. Explore different marketing channels, social media platforms. Do a vendor show or a fundraiser. How about a launch party at your home, like an open house or even a Facebook party? Try new things, learn them, feel comfortable with them, then try something else. Continuous learning. Stay informed about marketing ideas and product knowledge. Attend all the corporate and team calls. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you'll be to adapt to changes and overcome any challenges. Share ideas with each other and ask questions in the group. Seek mentorship. Seek an accountability partner. Someone you can report to weekly. Get a running partner. It could be anyone with Mia Bella. If you connect with that person, get together, push each other, and set your goals together. Engage with your team, share your struggles, like I said, and also your victories. That is what our team group is for, to help each other. Remember, many of you are feeling the same thing and having the same struggles. So the next one is feeling stuck in your business. It's a temporary hurdle. We all struggle, we all have obstacles, so you're not alone. And remember, that is normal. And you can pull yourself out of the stuck with action, positive thinking, and remembering your why, the why you started your business in the first place. And most important, just relax and have fun and be patient. Things take time. And we are a team, and we all have each other's back. And remember, you're never alone. You reach out to us anytime. And I saw a quote today that kind of stuck with me. I wanted to share. It says, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us tonight, guys, and sharing your struggles. Remember, you're not alone. It's a business. It's going to take time. You have to be patient and consistent, okay? Keep your eye on your why you joined, why you're doing the business, and your goals, and celebrate your little goals along the way. And that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you all for sharing your struggles, your successes, and your hopes for being courageous and moving past the challenges. So thank you all for being here live, and those that are going to watch the recording later. I hope you learned something from these great team members who shared their experiences. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
As soon as it's downloaded. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Night.
Good night.
Bye. Good night. All right, how do I leave? How do I leave? Oh, there we go.
Off here in just a second, and it'll end it.